Hi, everyone. Welcome to your mindfulness practice. My name is Leanna. If this is our first time together, welcome to the space. Welcome to this time for you. And thank you for choosing to practice with me today. Today's practice is a slow, grounding, restorative flow. It's Yin-Inspired. And I've titled this practice Fatigue in a World That Never Pauses. So, a really beautiful practice that a lot of us can utilize on an everyday basis or even just a weekly basis to slow down, to reconnect, and to quiet from some of the noise that surrounds us, whether that's in our control or out of our control. And so, this practice is really intended for you to meet fatigue that may exist with ease and softness rather than with urgency of fixing or recovering. So it really is this practice of letting go. My hope is that it offers you space to recover from overstimulation, emotional fatigue, and really offers you support to start to sink and fall into the parasympathetic side of our nervous systems, so that rest and digest side. I hope this practice is the exact recovery that you need. As always, take every shape that I offer you throughout this time at your own pace. You can always modify or find a different shape to rest in altogether. It would be great to have a block or pillow by your side. If you have a bolster, that's also wonderful. These props will just offer some additional support in some of the postures that we'll take today. If you don't have any sort of prop like that, that's okay. You can still sink into each shape without that support. And with that, we will begin. Let's start in a child's pose. So if you do have a block, bolster, or pillow by your side, you can use that here to offer some additional support. I'm going to take my block and place my pillow over top, and then spread my knees wide, toes come to touch, and then allow your body to just rest down. You can bring a cheek, or maybe you bring your forehead down. Whatever feels most comforting for you here. Adjusting your arms, adjusting the position of your legs to find that sweet spot. And then once you do find that position, and take a full breath in and a full breath out to land together. And just allow your body to fall with its weight. And as you do, start to notice how your body is making contact with the props, with the surface beneath you. And notice how you're being held and supported right here, right now. Can you allow those shoulders to fall heavier across your back? Can you allow a little bit more weight into those hips? Perhaps it's a softening of the space between your eyebrows or even your jaw, encouraging a softness from head to toe. And then as you continue to ground, check in with how you're feeling in this moment. Just noticing what is arriving here with you for your practice, any sense of tension or holding, and whether that's manifesting in a physical sensation, or maybe it's a holding of thoughts or emotions here today. Just acknowledging what is present so that you can move forward intentionally. You can meet yourself where you are, and hopefully throughout this practice, offer yourself some space to process or release any sense of holding or tension in the body. And so with that, starting to notice the natural rhythm of your breath, not manipulating it just yet, but rather realizing how it's flowing here naturally for you, and perhaps where it's even landing in your body. And then gently adjust that pace. See if you can deepen the inhale and extend the exhale. And just notice how that shifts internally. Slow, easy breath in through the nose. Slow, steady breath out through the mouth. You might choose to take a moment here to call an intention in for this next little bit of time together. And perhaps an intention I can offer you here is, I release what I no longer need. So take a full round of breath, repeating whatever's come through to you. Really nice and softly. Those palms meet the mat and start to root down through those hands to gently lift yourself upright. Remove any props by your side. Good. And then walking those hands forward, straighten through the legs. Allow the hips sink to the earth, that chest moves through the gate of those shoulders, shines forward for a modified up dog. So just allowing that stretch from our child's pose to dissipate and offering some length in the backs of the legs, some extension along that front body. And really rooting down through those palms here. We're not here for too long, just a transition as we make our way to our front bodies. Take a gentle breath in. And then on your breath out, bend through the elbows and allow that front body to release all the way down. Stack those palms out in front of you. Elbows come wide for crocodile pose. And that forehead rests down. You might walk those feet mat width, taking any pressure away off the lower back. And then maybe you shake those hips a little side to side into the earth. A little bit of release. Full breath in. Full breath out. One more round of breath here. Good. On your next inhale, slowly lift through the head and then plant the left hand down to create a little bit of a lift off the earth. Thread the right arm through and then start to rotate onto your back body. That left knee bends. We're coming into a supine twist. So left arm reaches behind you, either out into a T or bent at 90. And you just adjust your body to allow that right shoulder blade to plant down, that right hip meets the earth, and then bending gently through that left leg. That leg is landing heavier to the right as you're encouraging that left shoulder blade to the ground. Option here to take your prop under that left leg for support. And then lastly, that gaze can turn to the left if that feels supportive on your neck. So welcoming in this new shape, breathing here, and starting to notice the sensations. Can you let the weight of your body release with you? Let go of any urge or tendency to force anything here. And rather trust that with every exhale you take, that softening, that release is happening with you. Slow breath in. Easy breath out. It will take 4 more slow rounds of breath just like that. Last 3. Last 2. Last full round of breath as you are. Nice and gently, that gaze comes back through center if it's not already. And then we're just going to roll to our back body so that left leg meets the ground with the right. And shimmy those hips to both be planted down. And then we're bringing the soles of the feet together, knees wide for Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly. And again, you might choose to bring props under the knees here for support. Just allowing those knees to fall wide. Those hands can rest here on your hips to direct our attention to this area of the body, just sending in some gentle heat, some love, some awareness. And then beginning to settle here in this new shape. Coming back to noticing how your body is meeting the surface beneath you. Noticing the presence or maybe lack of sensations in this shape. Perhaps you have a small space where air can travel through between your lower back and the earth, as well as the back of the neck and the earth. Notice how your shoulder blades are meeting the ground, the back of the head, the hips, the feet, the arms. And then on your next exhale, allowing your body to soften and fall heavier, 1% more into that support. Slow breath in, slow breath out. Landing here for 4 more rounds of breath, taking this at your own pace. There's no rush. When you're ready, we'll start to transition to that supine twist on the opposite side. And so using those hands, guide them towards your knees. Slowly guide those knees towards one another. The soles of the feet meet the mat. We'll find a hug of that right knee in, left leg goes long, and then slowly guide that right knee to the left. That right arm, we'll find that T shape or bend at 90. Left arm rests where it feels good. And then again, you might take that block, place it under that right knee for support. Maybe it's a pillow or a bolster you have. If it feels good on the neck, that gaze can turn to the right. And begin to notice how this side might feel different compared to the opposite. Maybe there are new sensations that become apparent here. Maybe this side is showing up tighter or more open. Maybe that right shoulder blade is further away from the earth than it was on the left. Notice where you can surrender and soften, and where you can let go. Not forcing any sense of recovery here, but rather letting that breath guide the softening for you. Slow breath in. Slow breath out. Let's find 4 more slow rounds of breath together. Last 3. Can you welcome in space with every inhale and release of tension on every exhale? Last 2. Last full round of breath here. On your next breath in, that gaze comes back through center and those hips meet the ground. Bring the soles of the feet to the earth. And then nice and gently hug the knees into your chest. You might draw your nose up towards your knees if that's what your body is intuitively craving here. Maybe it's pulling those knees wider towards your armpits. If you find yourself settling in stillness or finding some movement side to side, either one is welcomed here. Just noticing what your body is craving and taking a full round of breath. On your next inhale, allow the legs to go long down your mat. Stretch those arms up and overhead. Point through the toes, reach those fingers high. And just stretching out along that front body. Notice that extension and that length that comes in. Next breath in. Walk those feet to the bottom right corner of your mat and reach those hands to the top right corner. That right hand can grab hold of that left wrist, and that right ankle can cross over the left. And falling into banana asana. Allow there to be heaviness and weight here in this shape. And breathe along the left side body. Notice where the sensations may be coming in for you. And take a full breath in. Full breath out. And finding 2 more slow rounds of breath. Slowly unravel, coming back through center, walking those feet and hands over to the left side. Taking your time getting there. And then once you do arrive, that left hand can grab hold of that right wrist and that left ankle can cross over the right. Now, if this side is showing up differently for you, can you allow this to look different? Allow your body to fully weight into the earth. Allow an opening and extension to come along that right side body. See where you can soften or deepen here in this shape. Every breath in, you're breathing in space, new energy. Every breath out is a letting go, a releasing of tension, falling deeper. Slow, easy breath in. Soft and steady breath out. 2 more full rounds of breath. Last full round. And at your own time, when you're ready, you can slowly walk back through center. And once you arrive through center, giving yourself 1 more full body stretch front to back, pointing through those toes, reaching those hands overhead. Last full breath in here. And then exhale, you can release that, bringing the arms by your side for shavasana, walking those feet a little wider, taking up as much space as you'd like here. If you'd like to take Any sort of props here for support under the back of the head or the knees, that is available to you. And just arriving in your final resting shape here to fully integrate everything we just moved through. Give your feet a little wiggle and allow them to fall and soften naturally in or out. Allow your knees to release. Allow your hips to root down as you soften your pelvis and let go of your belly, your full back body releasing as those shoulders root. Arms are heavy by your side. And release the neck and separate your top teeth from your bottom teeth as that jaw softens with you. Softening the eyes, allowing them to close in their sockets. And releasing the space between your eyebrows as you intentionally soften all the little micro muscles up your forehead through to the crown of your head. There's nothing that you need to do here, but simply allow a sense of being, of stillness, and sinking into the restorativeness of this practice that we found here today. That breath has guided you from start to finish. Imagine that tension draining into the earth with every exhale you take. We'll land here with a full round of breath together. Take a deep inhale through the nose, filling up. Open the mouth, let out a long sigh. Let go of all effort and welcome in that ease. I'll guide you back when it's time. Start to notice the undercurrent of your breath, slowly starting to deepen your next breath in and extend your next breath out. Reawakening the body nice and gently through some small movements of the hands and the feet. Nodding your head side to side. And eventually hugging those knees into your chest and rolling onto a fetal position on your favorite side. Use your bottom arm as a pillow. Allow that top arm to hug in for comfort. And take a moment to rest here through a shape that we usually rush through. Notice how your body is feeling now compared to the start of your practice. Trusting that your body took in what it needed during this time. When you're ready, use those hands to lift yourself upright to a seat. Using any props for support along the way. Then finding your shape of your legs, they can cross in front of you for Sukhasana. Allow the eyes to soften or the gaze to close completely. And then find those hands together at heart center in prayer. Give yourself a gentle tap of those thumbs into your heart space, sending in gratitude and love for taking this time for yourself today, for caring for yourself intentionally, and for the ability you have to move your body, to breathe, to find restful stillness, and to connect in community. We'll thank all the past teachings that have passed down this wisdom and this ability to connect here with one another. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today, and thank you for letting me guide you. We'll draw our thumbs to our third eye, the space between our eyebrows, center of intuition, and take a full breath in and a full breath out. From the love enlighten me to the love enlighten you, I bow to you. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that practice. I hope it was exactly what you needed here today. I know that you can always come back to this practice when you're craving that moment of stillness, of calm. Sending you so much love and gratitude for sharing this time with me. And if you feel called, I would so appreciate you subscribing to my channel, sharing it with someone that perhaps can use a moment of rest themselves. I look forward to practicing with you next time, and have a beautiful rest of your day.